Hello, welcome in, you guys. This is Kilfox, and this is Soul Talk. Coming out at you guys with some messages this morning. No tarot cards, just wanting to chit chat with you guys about some things that have been heavily on my mind. So now I don't know where to start or what to start with. First, I guess I'll start with this. You can be the best hacker in the entire world, but that's not going to, like, if you think that you're monitoring somebody, especially if you're the one looking to exploit them in some way, believe it or not, what is being fed to you is not reality. Like, if you put cameras on somebody with ill intent, then the cameras are going to show you what you want to see. Why? Because that's going to make you take action. If you receive confirmation that so-and-so is out of their mind, so-and-so they've lost their shit, they're abusing their kids, they're doing drugs, they're doing this, guess what? That's what you're going to see, and that's what you're going to act upon. And if you think for 1 second that there isn't something greater watching this go down and watching you toil with yourself over this, and you come across, hurdle after hurdle, and you're just like, why can't I get this person? I just, why do they keep getting away? Why? Because there was intervention at play from day one. What you saw through your feed, through whatever was feeding that image to you, it came to you in a form directed by the greatest, not you. And that's just what happens when you try to film somebody illegally without their consent. That's just the name of the game, bro. You wanna play this? Let's go. I say this because I'm thinking of someone very particular in this subject area, but this 100% applies to literally everybody. Because everybody thinks they can just be rulers of the world. You got people out here thinking that VPNs actually hide where you're at. You got people out here, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit would not even be available to us if there weren't something greater at play. Do you understand what I'm saying? These technologies, these advanced technologies that people are abusing, they're here to test your ass. Do you not get it? Do you not get it? Even if you helped build whatever it is, they're here to test you, bro. Not... Look, I'm speaking to somebody particular here, and who's gone down the wrong path, thinking they could get away with something and make some easy, quick money for their coven cult, whatever the fuck you want to label it as, secret society. Mr. Grandmaster, Mr. Magician, woo! God damn it. It's... Bro. First of all, let me just say this. Big sister is big sister for a fucking reason. Big mama is big mama for a motherfucking reason. Like, I didn't ask for these titles. They were given to me. They were gifted to me. Because the universe trusts me. It trusts me to be a mother. It trusts me to be a guidance counselor. It trusts me to be all of the things that I am. And even when I'm crazy, guess what? The universe trusts me. You know why? Because I put in the fucking work. every test that I've come across, I've passed. And I took some hits for some family who decided to do me dirty, bro. I gave chance after chance after chance after chance, like I didn't see it coming. Some of us just pretend that well, bro. Some of us just have skill. Some of us just are already in positions to know the next move. Why? Because it's designed that way. It is designed that way. You cannot replicate my soul. You can pretend, you can try, but at the end of the day, guess who owns that soul, even the replicate? Me. Me. Every replication that has ever been made off of me or any of my ideas or anything like that, guess what? I own it. Good, bad, or ugly. Good, bad, or ugly. See, here's the thing. I knew I was being filmed illegally the entire time. So when I finally landed at a place and I was being filmed in all these different hotel rooms that I had to hop around from one day to the next because everybody stole my shit and I didn't have anything. I was homeless. Finally get set up at one place and was being recorded the entire time. And I'm not gonna lie, like the thing is, it made me grow. It literally made me grow. So I'm knowing these things, and I'm just thinking to myself, well, how do I overcome these things? And then it just came to me, you don't. I don't have to. What the fuck am I doing wrong? Absolutely nothing. So if I'm not doing anything wrong, what's the problem with people recording me? Nothing. Now, granted, people will take what they have, alter it, and use it against people, but for those of you who are hackers that I'm talking to, don't you understand that that shit's traceable all the way down to the camera itself? So when you go to play that video for someone else and you show them, oh look, she's sleeping around, here's the proof. Guess what? The judge sees something totally different. They see the actual entire picture in full color. Unlike you. So yes, I knew my family came from me. I knew it from the beginning. It was like, it wasn't fucking obvious, bro. Like, it wasn't fucking obvious. You know? And oh my god. My own brother, bro. My own brother. While I was homeless, you know, telling me that I couldn't come stay with him because, you know, he's got a college apartment and you have to be a student to live with him. Okay, fair enough, you know? I'm not trying to get anybody kicked out, no big deal. Whatever. So, I mean, I happened to land in a spot and was stuck there. And so since I was stuck there, I decided to work on myself. What did I do? I was reading, I was writing, I made music, I educated myself, I built platforms, businesses, I did a lot of shit. Because you know what you can't see in that little bitty camera you got put on me? You couldn't see everything that I was fucking working on. That's what you couldn't see. And if you want to go in and manipulate my children and turn them against me, go ahead. Because I know my kids. I programmed them correctly. So even if you want to fuck with them with substances or whatever else, that shit's temporary. It's gonna wash off. So I'm saying it like this because I am talking specifically to one person. They know who they are. But this literally applies to absolutely everybody. Like, in terms of, if you're a divine being and you're being attacked and you feel like you're being watched, I promise you 100% you're being watched. But you got to get over that. You got to get over that. You got to overcome that. You have to understand. You have to. It depends on if you want to fight. I mean, you can always flee, right? You can run away and go hide somewhere. But if you want to fight, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought now because I'm hearing some music outside. Nice, some slow, nice R&B. Anyways, okay. Um, but yeah, the delusion of ill-intended entities is beyond imagination. Beyond imagination. You know, the work that I was doing because I was following God and doing as I was instructed, I wound up, my writing, all the pieces that I was writing, turned out to be truth. And I didn't even know it applied to me in my life. That the things that I was picking up on and writing that I'm literally detached from turns out all apply to the story of my life. So that was spirit speaking to me in a way that he knew was going to ruffle some feathers. I didn't know this, okay? I didn't know this. So when I got to writing a bunch of poems and stories and short things, I went on this one date with a guy, and we had connected on one of the platforms that I post all of this stuff on, and he was telling me, you know, that he's been in the military for a long time, and he's worked with information technology, and you know that's just his role. And there was one point in the conversation, he stops and he asked me, he goes, "Where do you get your information from?" And I stopped and I'm like, whoa. That was the moment I realized that I was doing something without knowing that I was doing it, you know? Spirit had something to say. It knew that I was going to be okay with writing it, and it puts some people on alert. Put some people on alert. If this man remembers me, hi, how are you? What's up? Cool as hell, dude. Cool as hell, dude. We just weren't mashing at the time. I wasn't in a place that I wanted to be. So, you know, it was whatever. But yeah, you know, that was really cool because, like, not only was he involved heavy with information technology in the military, but he was also becoming a published artist himself. So it was really cool. It was really cool. And, you know, when you're already tapped in and connected, you don't have to be, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there have already been people, alright, I'm gonna switch gears, okay? Because my mind is switching gears, but I'm not telling you guys that is changing, so, sorry, I get ahead of myself. Let's take the CIA, for instance, the MK Ultra. Those activations, those things that they did to everybody, it's already done. So that being said, people who really want to tap in, you don't have to go through all of that. They never had to in the beginning. They were just too stupid and they decided to fuck with people. Anyways, like, and I'll be sharing that later in my content, how you can, like, really trip out by doing things that don't require any kind of substance at all. It's really cool shit, and anyway, like I said, I'm gonna save that for a wonderful video later. So yeah, by saying that, the CIA knows this, and so when people are naturally, people who are, let me say, connected with themselves, I'll say, they can connect with the CIA, and they don't have to meet you in person. You don't have to be aware of it. There's no communication about it. They know who you are. And I'll never forget, it's a strange conversation actually, but I was approached one time at that same place right before I was kicked out. Someone came and talked to me. They interrupted me actually and were quite rude, I'm not gonna lie. But it was very clear that, because he's questioning me, right? He's like, "Oh, do you talk to the CIA?" And I say, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, how?" I said, "Well, I mean, that's literally what I did. Was I did like that? Like I fucking know. I'm already connected. Like I don't have to communicate shit." Um. So anyway, like that was very funny. That was very funny. Very cocky individual, but anyways. So yeah, what else would I like to talk about at the moment? Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But let me say this for everybody. I do want everybody to understand this. When any creature has been violated in any kind of way, the universe makes note because you dumbasses don't understand that we came installed with this shit. We contain the ancient technology. So when something happens to me, the world feels it. When something happens to an innocent being, the world feels it. Not just them. And the reason why is because that's how we what's the term? Um, we can take the pain away from a being who's been violated. But in return, in another world, another realm, dimension, multiple people are taking on that pain. They're splitting that pain amongst themselves. And for doing that, they receive benefit. So you understand that, it can kind of be seen and perceived by the wrong people at the wrong time as like, somebody, I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it right there with where I was trying to go because it was gonna take me down through a rabbit hole that it's gonna require too much. Anyway, but yeah, people have got to learn to understand that technology is already inside of you. You're born with it. You come out of the womb with it. The grass is technology. The trees are technology. The animals are technology. And if you think for 1 second that, I mean, bro, let me just say this. Once you guys can wake up, the world is going to be so beautiful. Like when you really understand how connected we actually are, it's very, very beautiful. And the fact of the matter is, no matter what enemy were to come up against any innocent being, we are protected. And for the moments that we do have to go through these tough times and with violation after violation, that's when we try to encourage each other to keep going because we know that that's a sign of activation. It means that you're about to grow exponentially. The first time I kind of heard of this idea or theory was, I think, at church or around someone at church, and they said something about when you're having, you're about to have a huge breakthrough when you're having a mental breakdown. And it's true because, I mean, think of it. Think of it as like, because the source has to connect to you. All right. You have free will and free reign and sovereignty to go do what you want. But when you're being reprogrammed, you're asking the universe, this is not what I want, but this is what I want, and you've planned it all out. Source has to connect with you. And so that's going to take you down, because it's going to basically, it's like an energy wipe. You're not losing everything. What they're doing is extracting all of it. The things that you've been through, including all the things where you want to go and where you want to be. And it's got to form it into a way they know is going to protect you on your future path. Okay? And that programming will last forever, really. There are people out there trying to undo this programming. People who I've known personally who try to drug people so that they can reprogram them, turn them into their little minions, their slaves, their love of their life, blah, 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 blah. That's the shit that's illegal. Because these people who have that knowledge also have the understanding of, or the difference between right and wrong. Because if they never knew the difference between right and wrong, they would never have been allowed to carry that type of ability or power. You know what I'm saying? So when you do something knowing that it's wrong, too bad, so sad. It's on them. So yeah. Let's see what else. I don't know. That might be where I want to end the video. I don't want it to go too long. And all of these subjects we could do deeper dives into, but I mean, unless anybody reaches out and asks for that, I'll just leave that much there. But I'll probably touch base on the idea or this topic or the subject within other videos as well in the future. But just to get this started, because I know there are a lot of people right now who are out there being targeted so hard, and it's gut-wrenching. Like, you don't understand until you've been there. And that's why, like, all these stupid motherfuckers that are doing this shit, they're gonna have to go through it too, bro. Do you know they're gonna have it so much worse? Because they have a much smaller understanding, and because they use their tools in the wrong ways, they're not going to have any tools. So they're literally gonna have to figure this shit out from, like, ground zero with nothing. With nothing. So yeah, those who are out there worried about having eyes on you all the time, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you're not doing anything wrong, then stop worrying about it. I know a lot of people are talking about AI and alterations and stuff like this, but I also promise you that everything is traced. Do you think for 1 second AI would be allowed to be in use if we couldn't recognize the difference between what was altered versus what the authentic image? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're fucking stupid if you think that. And I'm not putting anybody down that does think that. I'm saying this, I'm being a smart aleck to those who use this shit against us, right? But please know that I want you to let them watch you. Because they know something great is going on with you. That you hold something. You've been gifted something from God, and they're such ungodly people that it's gonna take them absolutely forever to even reach half of your understanding of anything. They cannot. There's a root to everything. You cannot doctor shit. You cannot alter times and places and stuff and think that that's going to be acceptable. Yeah, maybe in some courts who have not updated their systems, and that's what they bank on, is that these court systems aren't updated. But that's also done on purpose as well. It's just all part of this huge circle of life, you know? It's just how it is. But I promise you, the fakes will be uncovered, okay? If it's not real, the truth will come out about what is real, okay? So in the meantime, just do you, boo. You know? Like, for real. You've got shit to do, don't you? So go do it. You're alright. Alright, you guys, I'm going to end it there. I love you, and until our next video, stay cool. Bye.